Right now on Eyewitness News at noon, flames whipped through a bowling alley. We have an update here where firefighters think that blaze might have started in the first place. But first, we have breaking news. A murder arrest in a kid's death. That's just shocking and disturbing. Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to CBS 3, Eyewitness News at noon, now streaming live on CBS News Philly. Today is Wednesday, March 30th. A teen was arrested in murder of a 9-year-old girl. She was killed by a stray bullet that happened in Trenton. The little girl's name is Sequoia Bacon Jones. The last time she was here in Trenton, she was playing outside with some friends. Suddenly, a fight started to break out, and that's where the 9-year-old girl later died from her injury. The mom's name, Miss Shay Bacon Jones, is in tears right now. It's just so heartbroken to see things like that, folks. You just can't kill people with a gun. Believe me, a gun is used for protection. You could tell it's not fair. It really breaks my heart like this. Nobody else was injured in that shooting. It's very tough to hear from the mom that you saw on the TV screen. We also have more breaking news as 25 pre-K students were rushed to a nearby hospital after drinking some hand sanitizer in milk cartons. Oh no. Chopper 3 was there in Camden City, New Jersey. That's just downright scary. You just can't drink hand sanitizer out of a milk carton. That stuff is so nasty. The school district says it has pulled all the milk out of its cafeteria for good, despite the fact that anything could happen to that milk, no matter if it's contaminated or anything else. Now we have an update for you as the death toll starts to rise to 6 people after a pileup happened last Monday during a snow squall on the Interstate 81. And now to the latest on a bowling alley fire. The aftermath was of a destructive fire that took place in the city of Levittown, Bucks County. My uncle, Ross DeMattei, has the latest. Uncle Ross.
Drew Zeke was the first firefighter to arrive at the scene. He recorded this video of either a shed or a storage unit fully engulfed in flames behind the bowling alley. He believes that is where the fire started.
The fire marshal has been in there and do his investigation. We just know that what visible fire we could see was located there when we pulled up.
The fire quickly spread and smoke filled the sky as fire crews on cranes doused the burning building with water. The firefight would go on for hours, made even harder by the building's weak roof.
It was a little difficult for us to actually work the way we usually do, where we would get up there and cut a hole and generate, a spot for us to work. So we kind of had to wait for it to fall through for us to, just for the safety of firefighters.
It was really scary. It's not something nobody should go through ever.
Kathy Beatty lives in an apartment directly next door. She says she heard an explosion around 5 o'clock this morning, and it wasn't long before firefighters were at her door, ordering her to get out immediately.
They started evacuating everybody. They made us all get out. We couldn't even get any clothes. Our car's in the back, so we're not allowed to go back into our apartments right now as of this time.
By the time the flames and smoke finally settled, the damage was done. Beatty says Bandbox Pizza and Levittown Lanes are big losses for locals.
It means a lot to the community. This bowling alley's been here for years. I know from just living here and people have lived in this area, the bowling alley's been there for many, many years. So it's going to be sentimental value to a lot of the people.
Firefighters tell us that this building is likely a complete loss. They expect to be here much of the day today, investigating what exactly caused this fire and monitoring any hotspots.
All right, Uncle Ross, thank you. Human remains found in Chester, PA. We'll have that briefing on CBS News Philly with some of the finest news journalists of the foreseeable future. Now to the latest on an alleged road rage incident that happened. Officers responded last night in the Philadelphia Kensington neighborhood as a driver in a Toyota pointed a gun. Police say that car was not involved in it, but to be honest though, that was one wild chase, and it happened on Torresdale Avenue in the Northeast. The suspect is still on the loose. If you see him, please call police. A public viewing right now is being held for Trooper Martin Mack. He was the fallen state trooper killed on the Interstate 95 last Monday, March 21st. That's where a lot of people paid their respects for the fallen state trooper. Another state trooper will be fallen for grace, and his funeral is coming up on March the 31st. Let's go to the weather right now with Larissa, my sister, as she brings you her first check on today's weather. Things are quite cool as of right now, but some big changes are on the horizon. Take it away, LA.
From the Poconos out towards the Lehigh Valley, more like a wintry mix as we travel south into Chester County, and just plain drizzle right now out towards the Wilmington area. South Jersey also seeing a little bit of rainfall out of this, and this is just a weak disturbance that will be out of here by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, this is a cold front that we are all watching. Out ahead of it and along this cold front, there are already multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in addition to flash flood warnings and even a tornado warning out towards northwestern parts of Louisiana. As we approach tomorrow, we're also going to see our severe weather threat of our own. The timing of it all between 5 p.m. and midnight, where we could see isolated tornadoes and wind gusts as high.
Wow, those storms are no joke right there. Thank you, Larissa. We'll see you in a little bit for your 7-day forecast. The war in Ukraine starts to scale back as a market was hit earlier this morning. The surveillance video shows the aftermath of certain Russian attacks. But meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, a bipartisan group of senators were in a parliament as the number of Ukrainian refugees passed an unworst case. That could be estimated of up to 4 million people in total. Some big news out of Capitol Hill as Judge Brown Jackson gets the GOP nomination, as Senator Susan Collins is going to vote. And if Judge Jackson is confirmed, she will become the nation's highest court member to become a Supreme Court judge. It's going to happen right before April 17th. The Villanova Wildcats are on their way to New Orleans. That's where they'll take on the University of Kansas. Eyewitness News reporter Alicia Reed, my sister, joining us live from Villanova. Hi, Alicia.
This has been really quiet today, but all the action is happening right here in the bookstore. People looking for Final Four gear. They don't have to look very far. As soon as you walk into the store, everything is front and center. Sizes are going fast, though. One student found the perfect t-shirt, but had to strip the mannequin in order to get his size. And some employees ended up just throwing another t-shirt right on there. Just a lot of moving parts here. I'll tell you, Janelle, it's quite an exciting time for Nova after making the Final Four.
Wow. I could see my favorite player, Colin Gillespie's number 2 jersey at the Villanova bookstore or school store, whatever it's called. Thank you so much, Alicia. We're coming right back with more of CBS 3 Eyewitness News and Noon. So please, stay tuned for more.